Canton, Ohio. Basketball, Springfield, Massachusetts. But if you want to see some of what's in the Hockey Hall of Fame, you don't have to go to Toronto, Canada, where it's located. You just stay with us as we take you on a mini tour. Let's start our little journey with something that should be of interest to U.S. hockey fans. Jerseys from both the 1960 and 1980 Olympic gold medal teams. The one on the left, worn by Bill Christian in 1960 at Squaw Valley. The one on the right, worn by his son Dave in 1980 at Lake Placid. Dave Christian is now playing in the NHL with Winnipeg. Speaking of the National Hockey League, you know, they started something a few years ago called the NHL Challenge Cup, and here's a look at the trophy. It is given to the winning side, either Canada or Russia, in the Challenge Cup series. The Russians won it last in 1979. And how about this unique trophy, the Canada Cup? This, of course, is given to the team that wins the bi-yearly competition in Canada. The Russians, Swedes, Finns, Czechs, Americans, and Canadians all compete. Last year, the Russians won this cup as well. And then there's the familiar trophy, perhaps the most familiar of all professional trophies, the Stanley Cup. It is the oldest trophy competed for by athletes in North America. It's been kicked into lakes. It's been left on street corners. But through it all, Lord Stanley and his cup have endured. And the only man in the Hockey Hall of Fame to have an entire section devoted to him, Wayne Gretzky, number 99 of the Edmonton Oilers. The Wayne Gretzky SportsCenter is one of the highlights of the trip through the Hockey Hall of Fame. Of course, his records are too numerous to mention them all. You recall last year, 50 goals in 39 games, and he also broke Phil Esposito's mark of 76 goals in one season. The marvelous one, Wayne Gretzky. All right, here we go. Some people say that, really, right now I'm in my natural habitat, sitting in a seat from an old hockey arena ready to go watch a hockey game. You know, there was a time when there weren't 21, but only 6 teams in the entire National Hockey League, and the Hockey Hall of Fame has some seats from all the original 6 buildings, like the Boston Garden, the old Madison Square Garden in New York, Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Chicago Stadium in Chicago, the Olympia in Detroit, and, of course, the famed Forum in Montreal. Yes, they have some seats from all of these buildings, memorabilia, so you can think back to when there were only 6 teams in the National Hockey League and really sort of wonder if it wasn't all better back in the olden days. Reporting from the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, I'm Tom Mees, ESPN. They just